Alright folks, what is up? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless Wonder the Man Lincoln Clay. We are back for a live stream on LeMans Ultimate. This time we are doing GT3 at, this was the GT3 race that I wanted to do yesterday, but wasn't able to get there in time. Alright, make sure I put the headset on before it attempts to go to sleep. So we're up to 112 people in this race. It looks like, as things are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if that's, it looks like I might be ranked 7th for this session. And I just got my silver back, and I was very, very lucky. I qualified 13th for the race, and couple cars spun out, couple of cars took on damage, so they spent extra time in the pits. But where I really got lucky was it was starting to look like after my pit stop I didn't put enough fuel in the car, and I had to start fuel saving, and I had to do it by way of engaging the clutch. So on the straights, maybe a couple hundred meters before my brake marker, I was engaging the clutch and let the car coast to the brake marker. So that was enough to get me through, and I finished 7th, and that allowed me to make it back to silver, but only by a sliver. You see right there? So if this race turns out bad, I'll end up going back to silver. But I did this particular race a couple of days ago, and I qualified 2nd for the race, and I was in 3rd place, and I started pushing it because I was hot on the 2nd place car. I was on his ass, and I was trying to set him up for the overtake, and got too greedy and lost it, hit the wall, and the race was over. So I do feel that at the very least I should have enough pace to at least finish in the upper half. I am counting on some idiots to do what they do best and drive right through it. So we'll see how that goes. Let me see how much time we got. We've got 7 minutes. And hold on. Okay. I had to bring speech chat. I had to drag that to the 2nd monitor. So let me see. It looks like for as far as sim racing goes, it seems that the big thing that's happening this month is Overtake GG has been invited to go to Switzerland to check out Project Motor Games. This is being developed by Ian, whatever his name was, that used to be with I forgot the name of the developers of Project Cars 2, but he was part of that team, and he's developing what's Project Motor Games. I'm sorry, and Overtake GG is calling this game the spiritual successor to Project Cars, and from what I saw, the little bit that I saw of it, I get the impression that this is a sim based on LeMans cars from the late 80s, early 90s, what have you. I don't really know what's it gonna be, but that's the impression that I got. But I plan on buying this game day one, because I do believe that, you know, this game won't be a repeat of Project Cars 3. Although I never played Project Cars 3, it was just a total turnoff that they eliminated the pits. They took the strategy out of it, and it's just get on the track and race. So, whereas here I can tell you on LeMans Ultimate, these intermediate and advanced races, or at least any race that involves a pit stop, there is some strategy involved with the fuel, whether or not to take tires. And that last race that I just did, normally I would put 2 tires on the front. This time I only put 1 tire on there. I put the left tire on there, left front, and it definitely made the car unbalanced. And I even locked up the wheel one time and felt the small flat spot, but I don't know, it probably made me about a half a second slower, but I was still turning in mid 149s, which I think was still good enough to finish where I finished. And then next month, we've got 2 things going on next month. May 30th is the release of F125. I'm planning on buying both the digital version for PC and the physical version for the PS5, because I want the physical copy of Lewis Hamilton on the cover, because I believe this is going to be a collector's item. I'm getting the PS5 version of that one. I don't know if I'll open that case and actually play it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. And then what else do we have going on? Oh, we have the big update for LeMans Ultimate sometime next month. Driver swap. The final part of the 2024 DLC, and the cars that we are expecting to get, that people are speculating will be the Lamborghini and the Lexus. Along with Qatar, we'll get that track. Custom liveries. Team-based racing, we'll get that. That's about all I can think of. But once we get that driver swap, I think we'll see a big event every single week on LeMans Ultimate, whether it's a 4, 6, 12, 24-hour race. But I absolutely can't wait to see what's going to be the first 24-hour race for LeMans Ultimate once we get the driver swap. I'm also hopeful that the virtual 24 hours of Le Mans will happen. But once we get the driver swap, I will check the temperature and contact a couple of people and see if they are interested in doing an endurance race, maybe a 4-hour race or something. Where we each do 2 1-hour stints or something. So yeah, definitely would like that. All right, we've got a little over a minute. So it looks like I fell down a notch. So now it looks like I'm number 8. And with 136 cars registered, that should be, let me see here, 70 times 240. So I'm expecting it to be 6. I'm expecting it to be 6 splits. And so, because I got my silver back, I am expecting to be in the top split. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Session starting now. Let's go. Damn, 13 splits. Holy shit. And let's do something about these tires, because this is showing me as being on wets. Look at that growl of that Mustang. Everybody's getting out there. Let's go. That was about smart.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
Relax, dude. You got time?
Track's clear. Push, push, push. Your brakes are cold. Take it easy. Yellow flag in sector 1. We think that Zabo has crashed. Sector 1 is now green. Air temps increasing. It's now 24 Celsius.
Slow to Pro Sim Racing. Said. Where's the Corvette?
All right, let me pull over for this one, Mr. Rodman.
Yellow flag. Incident in sector 2. Yellow flag.
After testing, after putting a little bit of time in with all these GT3 cars, what I found out
That's the end of the session. 14th.
is I think the Corvette rotates the best out of all of them, but the gears are too short. The car, to me, just does not really have any top end. And I don't know what it is. The BMW is the only car where I can match or beat the lap times that I turn in with the Ferrari. I love the way the McLaren feels, but I'm like a whole second slower with all these other cars. The Mustang is fun to drive. The McLaren is fun to drive. The Corvette can feel a little bit slippery.
Slow to Pro Sim Racing. Said. I honestly hate driving the Corvette, but I'll never switch, haha.
I would love nothing better than to use the Corvette, but I think for the sake of having a little bit of variety, because I use the Corvette in the GTE class, I think, you know, and then the other games like Automobilista 2. In GTE and GT3, I use the Corvette. R Factor 2, I use the Corvette. So maybe it's a little, you know, maybe it'd be a little bit better to have a little bit of variety. I mean, hell, if Race Room had a Corvette, if it had the C8, I would use it, or the
Your exit looks clear. Stay behind the line. Okay, Clay, we've got 4 minutes to set a lap.
but
Let's get some heat into these brakes.
honestly, what it all comes down to is all, you know, I turn in the best lap times with the Ferrari and the BMW. Everything else, I'm like a whole second slower. honestly think that if the Corvette had some top end speed in the GT3 class, I think the Corvette would be the best car to use. Because, like I said, the Corvette, in my opinion, out of the GT3s, it rotates the best. And I'm starting to learn now that I think when it comes to racing, at least what I'm finding out, is rotation might be the most important part.
Fastest lap for Rivera, 2:04.40. The leader has just done 2:02.82.
I'm starting to find out that I think rotation might be the most important part of entering a curve and exiting a curve, because the sooner you can get that car straightened out, the sooner you can get on the throttle.
The guy behind has just done 2:04.75. We're second down in sector 3. Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
Tires are warmed up and the car still feels slippery.
Sector 1 is 0.1 off the pace. That's a new fastest lap for Nia, 2:02.78.
Damn, that one hurt.
Place. Sector 3 is 0.9 off the pace. That's the end of the session, B17.
Damn it. This is not good. Oh my God. This is gonna be a rough one. All right, 10 laps. So we will put all right, we'll do that. I've qualified 19th. With that amount of disrespect, they might as well have just sent me to split 2. I see a couple of cars sitting in the pits. Well, we still got 30 seconds before the race starts, so looks like it's still one more in the pits. Nope, 2. Ay. So
formation lap has started.
I've gotten into the 203s before with this car track combo. Oh, look at that idiot. He just plowed right into the back of him. And he's still being an idiot.
Green flag.
Go.
Green flag.
Oh, somebody got a drive-through. What the hell is that?
Yellow flag. We can see Kevin, driver, and fielder have gone off.
I knew that idiot was gonna get caught up in something.
Green flag in sector 1. is now 0.8. The next car is Mateo. Exiting from sector 1, yellow flag. Yellow flag in sector 2. Green flag, sector 2. Sector 1. Run out of track limits, keep in between the lines. Just done a 203.67. V13. Clear right. Nicely done. The next car is Alexis.
Oh, this how we doing it, huh?
Incident in sector 1, yellow flag. Incident in sector 2. Sector 2 is yellow. Car clear right.
Yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead and play with that BMW. Because he obviously is willing to knock somebody off the track to keep him from getting past. And he's unstable on top of that.
Sector 1 is green. The car ahead is Mateo. Fastest lap for the M203.21.
Keep that pressure on that BMW.
Yellow flag. Sector 1. 1 is green. We think Rivera spinned it. Car right. Clear right.
I think this guy's leaving me no choice. I'm gonna have to make a move on him. I think I can get him at turn 1. Oh my God! I'm finished.
Clear left. Alright Clay, you've had a bit of bodywork damage there. You've got 10 minutes left, 10 minutes to go. We're at the halfway point.
Got front end damage and rear suspension damage. And I got... Where'd I get the bumper damage from?
Fastest
rear
lap
bumper.
for Alessio, 203.03. Sector 1 is yellow.
That time was a 2:10.
E14. This really isn't good enough. Come on, start concentrating. It looks like single has gone off. Sector 1 is clear. It's now 0.8.
There's some cars fighting up ahead.
Okay, Clay, you've got half your fuel left.
That time was a
13th place.
2.
Yellow flag in sector 1. Green flag sector 1. We think Ian has gone off. Nino is now in the lead.
There's that BMW again who can't keep it together.
Track temperature is increasing. It's now 29 Celsius. Gap to V12 ahead is now 1.2 seconds. 5 minutes remaining, 5 minutes left. Okay, Clay, don't think about the lap times, just hit each and every apex. The guy in front is Strauss.
Good riddance.
V12. Car in front is Mason. Rysen in. The gap's now 1.6. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes. Watch those lines.
Now, if that car right there, or one more car in front of me wipes out, I'll be golden. I can salvage this. Woo! Woo!
10th position. Okay,
He spun out like a 10!
Drive. Okay, pit stop requested.
That might be enough for me to salvage this race. So, I think that puts me, yeah. That means I finished in the top half of the results. So, depending on where I'm supposed to qualify at, I might actually come out of this with positive rank. I was just looking to come out of it, you know, with minimal damage. Emotional damage. All right, everybody's accounted for. I did a 204.6. So I was 1.6 seconds off the fastest lap. And I did that with a damaged car. So that wasn't all that bad. All things considered, that wasn't all that bad of a race. Did I lose rank? Whew! 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 Ooh! 0.3% positive rank is better than losing rank. 640, which would be 640. Nah. Well, right there at the bottom, I don't know if you guys can see it or not because my camera might be blocking it, but this Ferrari race where I finished 24th, that's where I spun out and hit the wall and I ended up retiring. So, in any case, I think I'm going to end it there. I'm going to maybe leave it on a high note, maybe a small one, but at least it's a high note. I'm going to grab a bite to eat, and then I'm going to jump into some Automobilista 2 so I can practice for the low fuel motorsports race this week. It's at Long Beach. That was a track for the longest I didn't like, but I really like that track now. Not too many places to overtake, but I still like that track. So depending on how things play out, that could be my Saturday morning stream rather than LeMans Ultimate. I could possibly do low fuel motorsports Saturday morning, assuming I don't have to work, because if they ask for volunteers, I will probably work Saturday because I need that extra money to supply my video game habit. Thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And although I don't say it all that often, I definitely would like to thank you all who tune in to every stream. Those of you who hit the like button, I really appreciate that. And I'm not just talking shit, because one thing about YouTube is if you hit the like button on something you may not necessarily like, YouTube will flood your page with a whole bunch of that stuff. So I guess at the risk of getting flooded with, sim racing content that you may not like, I still appreciate you guys hitting the like button. I really do. And I appreciate all of you who come to check me out. And I've said it before, my channel's small, but I don't mind that one bit because it allows me to engage in conversation with you guys. Whereas if I was a guy that had 10, 20,000 subs, I wouldn't be able to engage in conversation. It just, like James Baldwin, for instance, I like watching his content. And even though, he doesn't draw a crowd the way Jardier does, but he still draws about 300, 400, 500 people when he's streaming. So whenever I want to ask him a question, I just hit the super chat so I can make sure he sees it. So yeah, I've been rambling, and sorry about that, but we will see you on the next one. I can't say whether I'll stream again tomorrow or not, but at this right now, plan on me coming back Saturday morning for the low fuel motorsports race on Automobilista 2 at Long Beach. So, and I also believe that is the real life race this week. I believe it's either, I think it's 6 or 12 hours of Long Beach. I'm not quite sure. Check your listings. And hope to see you again on the next stream. Till then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever, long live the king. Deuces.